Okay. Find me here. I need to share the link. For those of you who are joining me today, we are live once more.
Gotcha.
I have on the call my streaming expert. I am just sending a quick email. Again, you're about to get 4 emails from me. Not 4, like 2. Saying, actually, come here. So, thank you so much for your patience. We've got a great lessons ahead for you today. I need an assistant is what I need, is what this is telling me. We are live for real this time. Okay. I'm on YouTube here. Okay. Yay. Hi, Alex. Hello, friends. Okay. I'm stoked because this is going to work way better at a bit of a moment on the phone with Corbin, being like, what are we going to do? What is happening? Do we have to reschedule? But I'm glad you're here. 26 minutes late. But what are we going to do? Life is happening. Great. Okay. Well, I'm glad, Katie. I'm glad you're back. And maybe this gave some time for people to regroup and come into the chat. And it's 8:30. It's a glorious Thursday night. Tomorrow is Friday. Things are great. I had this adorable Disney setup behind me. I don't know if you saw it in the other room, but I think that's what happened is that my internet's bad in that room. And so I have to come out here into the kitchen, which is fine. So now you get to look at my living room and at my kitchen and not my fancy setup that I had. I think I put too much pressure on myself for this. So just so you know, when you go into your businesses, don't put so much pressure and stuff on yourself because things happen, things come up, technology happens, or life gets in the way. And so that's okay. So I'm so glad that you're all here. I'm gonna, I'm letting my email sent out to people so maybe they can find me again. But for those of you who are joining me, I put some things in the links below as, my last stream said. So basically that in those links, you have the slides that I'm going to talk about today about starting your business and the things that I did in order to start my business and get the first few leads and bookings that I got when I first started. And then the second one is the giveaway. So go ahead and enter that like ASAP. We're gonna do that. We're gonna pull the results at the end of this stream after I get through the lesson and everything. And then after that, and then the host agency discount. So I'm such a softie when this comes to like selling products. If I had a tried and true business coach, like if I had a mentor or something, that would be like, you need to charge more and you did not do it, not do discounts. But I really am a softie. So if you ever ask me for a discount, I'm most likely going to get it. Or if I have any excuse to give you a discount, I'm going to do it. And so I'm doing that now. I was advised to raise my prices. I did that this month, which many of you saw, but just for this night only. And especially since we've been taking these technical difficulties with stride, this is my offer to you. And mostly just because it is really rough out there. And especially in this economy? Yeah, it is. It's rough out there. So we don't want to overspend on things. Inflation, yes, all the things. So I love to make sure that it's easy and that people can afford it and they can start off on the right foot. I do say that it is good to invest into your businesses, put some money into it. I'll get into that later about what I invested in, and a lot of it is education. And so you're going to find a lot of things on YouTube and free stuff too, but it is nice to invest in some courses and some training and stuff. And I'll tell you what I did when I first started out. And that's why I published Host Agency Bootcamp, because I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to do the same. So I'm just going to let people come in and trickle in. Be sure to enter that giveaway. Download the slides that are in the description below. Basically, since I can't share my screen right now. I don't have the technology. Obviously, I couldn't even handle a webcam, so we're not going to go there right now. But the slides will guide you through what I'm talking about, so you can download them on your own time, and then you could keep them. So it's a nice little freebie. So you don't have to like take screenshots of what I'm talking about or remember everything that I'm saying, because it'll all be in there, including my notes. So you get access to all of that today. Thank you, Katie. That's very sweet. I'm glad and that you're here, and thank you, Krista, for coming. Okay, so we are just gonna jump into it. I think I've given enough time for people. I know some people fell off. It looked like some people were, coming in, and then, all this stuff happened. So, and it is what it is. They'll catch it on the flippity flop. That is a Jimmy Fallon reference. It's very, very random and very, very specific. So, yeah, as you come in, say hello to me, so I make sure that everyone's here. But we're just going to go ahead and get started right now. So this is exciting. So slide 1, 3 ways I got my first sales. So this is going to be the presentation today. First part, it's not going to be very long, by the way. So like if you're like tuning out or if you're doing other things, that's fine. But it'll just be a quick overview, but I like to get into it. So the first part is going to be establishing your expertise in the market. The second part is all about referrals and incentives. And the third part is getting online and how to do that and how I did that when I first started. But first, let me give you a little synopsis about me and how I got my start. Hi, Chloe. Welcome in. So basically, once upon a time, I worked at the Disney College program here in Disney World in Orlando, and this was back in 2010. I was the right age of 20 and just barely getting out there. And in the middle of my college, I wanted to come out and work for Disney. So I did that. I auditioned in San Francisco. I drove down there to audition to be a character performer, and then I got the job, and I came down here to be a character performer. And in that, I did parades and all sorts of stuff. And I was doing the electrical parade, and I was doing daytime, like signing autographs, sweating your butt off type of thing. Only things that like 19-year-olds want to do. I would never do that as a 32-year-old. No, thank you. So I did that for a while and loved it. 2010 CP. Oh my gosh. Tell me what you did while you were here, because I was here 2010 as well. Maybe we ran into each other. That's crazy. So so I did that for a while, and but it really wasn't for me. Like I wanted to be an actor, and that's what I went to school for. I went to musical theater, so I went back to school, but I always knew that I wanted to come back to Disney. I knew like my life was going to circle back to Orlando at some point. Like I just kept thinking about like I want to be back in Orlando at some point. So I made I didn't know when or if it was going to happen or whatever. I went to New York for a while. I did the whole thing, the auditions, and then musical theater kind of wore on me. But the thing is, with like actors and artistic people or creative people or people who even love travel, we get really bored easily when it comes to jobs. And so I was in and out of jobs for a while. And so I did that. I went, I did office jobs. I did all sorts of stuff, and I just hate 9-to-5 jobs. And I'm sure a lot of people can commiserate with me on that. Like the 9-to-5 job it can be a struggle. Some people really love it. They like to be able to clock in, clock out, and go home and not worry about it. And that is definitely a perk, because you're not worried about it. It's all over. You get to go home. But some of us don't like to be chained to an office desk. And so I knew I needed to do something else and to support myself. I was a little burnt out by the theater industry. And so I was like, what am I going to do? And I wanted to support myself if I did want to go into the theater industry. So I went ahead and looked into like digital nomad life. Like that's what I was searching for on the internet back then. It was like digital nomad. I knew that people were like traveling the world and like working remotely and like what, like traveling and then working, like, what are you doing? Like what's happening? I came from Seattle, so a lot of software engineers lived up there. And so I knew that they were doing that stuff. I even tried coding for a while, learn how to code so I could make like a bunch of money and be a software engineer, but I hated every moment of it. It just did not work. But I was like, okay, what am I going to do? I have all these weird random skills and knowledge, which is musical theater and Disney, right? Like I'm just like this Disney girl. Everybody knew me as a Disney girl in my, everywhere I went. They knew I loved Disney. They knew I worked for Disney. I loved to talk about Disney. It was just my life. Like many of you who are watching today and who are subscribed to my newsletter, like it's what you eat and breathe. And for whatever reason, it's just like works with you. And I don't know if it's nostalgia or just like it's just a lot of fun. But I knew I need to do something around Disney. I needed it to, like, my job needed to sort of surround it in some way. It was an expertise that I had and it was weird. And like, what was I going to do with it? And so when I was looking into like work from home jobs, basically what I ran into was like bloggers. Okay. So yeah, bloggers were more of a thing like when the internet was getting its start with like live journal and stuff, and people were like seriously making a lot of money blogging, and especially like in the 2010s, I would say. And that's what I came upon when I was like searching for work from home jobs. And then I found this woman. Her name is Ruth Sukup, and she owns Elite Blog Academy. So if you have any interest in writing and blogging, that's where you should go because she's awesome. But I was like, okay, so people make money blogging. And she had this whole thing was like the niche of like whatever you choose, whatever your expertise is, you can make money off of it. And I was like, chill, man. So I went into Elite Blog Academy. I went ahead and took her course, and it was amazing. I will recommend her all day. She's really cool. So the thing is, for those of you who are thinking like I'm not a writer or anything, like I'm not a writer. I wasn't a writer back then. I'm not a writer now, even though I write. I don't consider myself a writer. It's not necessarily something that is in my wheelhouse. Not something I love to do. But I was like, okay, let's give it a shot. I like Disney. I like writing about Disney. Let's write travel guides. So I started writing and stuff, and I was like, I need something to sell. Right. It's one of her philosophies is that, yes, you can make money off of ads and writing and being like an influencer if you're really huge. But the main thing you need to do is like produce a product or something physical that they can buy or a service or something. And that is what your website needs to basically be advertisement for. And it's really meta for me to talk about it because a lot of you are here because you signed up for my newsletter, because I wrote a blog, and then you bought my host agency bootcamp. So as you see, the system works and you're here and you're getting to know me because of what she taught me. So as I was doing my writing and I was writing about Disney, I was like, I need to do something to, make me more income so it goes a little faster. And you had a Ruth Sukup phase and started a blog in 2015. I love that so much. I feel like a lot of bloggers go through a Ruth Sukup phase. I love her. I met her. I went to a conference and I met her and I totally fangirled. I love her still. It's hard to be a blogger. It is. But the easier way to do that is to have some sort of background, of like product that you're selling, right? And so I was like, well, the easiest thing I could do is plan vacations. I knew that people were being travel agents, and I was looking into it, and I was like, people were like being travel agents from home. And of course you're in these Facebook groups and they're like, yeah, I'm a travel agent and I work from home and like all this stuff. And I was like, this is crazy. Okay. I mean, I guess I'll look into it. I was actually working for Holland America Cruise Line at the time. And so I was still in the tourist industry, still doing things. And I was an administrative assistant. And so I looked into courses and things to become a travel agent. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know why people were doing it. Every time I would ask questions, I'd get inundated with MLMs and being come join our agency. And I didn't know where to go, and so as I'm going through this and I'm learning more about it, I found a school. So I did another school. You don't have to do a course. I mean, you can. The reason why I did it, just so you know, I went to Travel Leaders of Tomorrow. So that's the course that I took. It's because they offer you to be in the host agency once the course is done. And so the fees you're paying essentially is paying for the course and getting that knowledge. And then they drop you into their host agency, which is Nexion, which I am still in today, by the way. I never left my host agency. I like them. they gave me access to everything I need. I don't know, like other agencies might give you a little bit more support as far as like leads go or like marketing or things like that. They didn't do a whole lot of that, but they gave me all the access that I need. And essentially, since I was like such a specific niche, that's all I kind of needed. So I did their course. It was a live course. Like I had an instructor, so I could actually go and talk to him and the leaders there, and they would give me advice. And so I think that was like really, really helpful to have a live instructor. It was virtual, so we'd all get together every week, we'd talk, and then they would, give me advice, and then we'd have homework. Like it was fun. Like it was a fun school. It was a little like it's an expense, but like I don't regret it in that way, just because it opened the door to my host agency when I had no idea what I was doing back then. I didn't know where to go, so I was just like, okay, let's just do this. So it was good. I started the host agency, and they gave me access to everything I need, which was basically the Disney College of Knowledge, which I've talked about before. Which, by the way, just so you're all aware, if like I was like gripping to like get into the Disney College of Knowledge. I thought it was gonna be like the coolest thing ever, like because it sounds really fun. It really is. But it's everything that you already know. Like if you're talking to me and you want to be a Disney travel planner, then like you probably already know everything that's in the Disney College of Knowledge. And in fact, you probably know way more than what they're going to teach you. It is honestly like this like educational program is for a lot of travel agents who don't know much about Disney. And so it's giving them like a broad overview, So that's that, just so you know that. So just so you don't feel like FOMO because you're not like in the Disney College of Knowledge right now, or the college, I can't remember what it's called. So just so you know, that's what that was. So basically, after that, like I used my blog, my social media, and all of that as a business, like basically a advertisement in order to gain interest and come to me and let me be their travel agent. So that's essentially what I did. This was all from scratch, and there wasn't like knowledge out there. That's why I knew that I needed to do this at some point, because it was just like I was coming in blind. I didn't know what a host agency was. I didn't know why it was important or what I needed to ask them. I wish I knew what I know now, and so that's why I'm kind of like exploring it with all of you. So that's kind of like the long short of it, long short of it. What I'm doing right now is I'm still like, I'm still blogging, I'm still writing, and I've expanded to other things, obviously, to YouTube. And now I'm doing this with you guys, like a nice little course for you to have like a person to talk to who's been through it before and who's at the beginning stages and who went through the beginning stages. I started doing this, I don't know, 5 years ago, which is crazy. And, I built up a nice little reputation and everything just because of all the things that I realized I needed to do. And a lot of that guidance came from the internet and internet people, but also a lot of it came from like trial and error and building my website essentially. And so coming into now, like what I did in order to get my first sales, I will say that like you gotta be patient because it's going to be a slow eruption. Basically, there's like a theory. What is that? It's like the bamboo like stays in the soil for like 5 years, and then after 5 years it like shoots up and now it's enormous. This is the metaphor. Very clunky metaphor, but this is the metaphor for building an online business. It's not going to take you 5 years, but it takes a while. You're going to do a lot of work in the soil, and then eventually it's going to be like, boom, I have all these people. So, to the point where it's just like, I can't take any more people. I get to reject people, which is really fun. You get to like choose your clients, and that's really fun. And okay, so that's kind of like it. I'm going to get into more of what I did now. So basically the more specific things that I did, but that's more my story, just for anyone who is, curious and like where my background is and my expertise. That's kind of where it came from. So, and for those of you who are just joining, be sure to enter that giveaway because we're going to talk about it after these slides, basically. And then I'm going to talk about some other things that you should know about that are going to be really beneficial to you. Okay, so basically, the first here, establish yourself as an expert. This is the third slide that I'm on. So what I did, I was not embarrassed to talk about what I was doing for a living. Not embarrassed at all. Like, I did not care. I wanted everybody to know that I was a travel agent and that they needed to use me and that I was an expert. You're already probably known as like a Disney person. And so go ahead and like keep talking to people about being a Disney travel planner, just and explain it to them and what that means. Because a lot of people don't know that travel agents exist still. So people's ideas of travel agents are, like a brick and mortar agency where you sit inside like a room and then they come in and ask for like plane tickets. It's so dated. Like they don't think that like people do this anymore. So you have to kind of explain it to them and just get comfortable explaining it to them. Like, yeah, I'm a travel agent. We still exist. We still do it. And it's completely necessary. Can I just tell you how complicated it is to plan a Disney World vacation and not blow your brains out? Like, it is so complicated for someone who has no idea what they're doing, who has never been to Disney World before. It is incredibly complicated. Like, we all know because we've been here and we've been sort of like immersed in the Disney atmosphere and we've been there several times. And so it kind of, the knowledge grew, so we like started off with like paper fast passes, then we went to like digital, but now we have like Genie Plus. And so we've built on that knowledge. But like anybody coming into it, they have no idea what a Genie Plus is or why it's important at all and what this is and what this app is. Like we didn't have an app back in the day. It was different. It was a little bit simpler. And so this whole deal, like Disney travel planners are so, 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 so necessary. Like I will advocate that to the moon because it is so much easier for you to do it for somebody else who has no idea. Because otherwise they're just going to throw their hands up and be like, I don't want to do this. Like, this is way too complicated for a vacation. I should be relaxing. And so that is your job, is to take the pressure off of somebody who wants to go on a Disney vacation and doesn't want to worry about it and doesn't want to do all the crazy things that comes with that. So keep talking about it, explain it to them. Like if you're going on a Disney World vacation, it's super, super complicated. And so I do that for people and I take off the ease so they can like enjoy their vacations and relieve that stress. And so they can go on it and not worry about it. And it's fun for you because we love booking vacations. So keep talking about it. That's all. Like, I know that seems really simple and crazy, but like eventually you're going to be known in your inner circle and your outer circles, people and people that know you, things like that. They're going to refer to you as the Disney travel expert, and they're going to say she's a travel planner, like book through her. And they like to help people. Like people just like to help you out. And so if you see somebody that's like on Facebook, like, yeah, we're getting ready to like go to Disney, and be like, hey, can I book that vacation for you? And because I've done that before. I'm like, oh, you're thinking about doing a Disney World vacation? Like if somebody's asking a question, I'm like, hey, let me be a travel agent. Do that like within your friends and families. I will say in like Facebook groups, like if it's like a Disney World group, they're not gonna like that because it's technically spam. So just do it with your friends and family, like to start out with. You can maybe sponsor a group someday. Like right now I'm sponsoring a group and like paying to be like their whatever. But for now, just get so comfortable telling people you're a travel agent and that's what you do. Like that is what you do. It's not like you're trying to be a travel agent. This is your thing. This is what you're doing. And people are going to respect you for that and they're going to use you for it because they're going to remember it. So be sure to do that. There are 3 bullet points on the slide. That's tell your friends and fam, keep telling them and then remind them again. Like don't stop talking about it. I think I annoyed people. I don't care if I annoyed people when I talked about it. Like, I don't care. And so they'd be like, oh, yeah, I see you're doing the Disney thing. Whatever. Like, yes, I am. It's super cool. And you wish. And there are a lot of people who came up to me and they'd be like, what do you do? And I'd be like, well, I'm a Disney travel planner. I plan vacations for people. And they'd be like, wow, that's amazing. I want to do that. How did you do that? Yeah, it is cool. So you have a cool job. So keep at it and don't be embarrassed to talk about it. And that's only going to it's only going to expand your business more the more you talk about it and the more you consider yourself a travel agent. So just do that. And then, so that's going to lead into our next slide, which is slide 4, which is referrals and incentives. So, I think I spelled something wrong on here. Oh, well, whatever. And so you're going to, ask your friends and family for referrals if they hear that somebody's going on vacation, like mention them, And, again, don't be embarrassed to do this. Like, you're building your business, man. This is what you got to do, and you should be proud of it. And you should shout it from all the rooftops, because that's what I did. I shared things on my Facebook to my personal page. I invited everyone to my business page, but like, I totally highly advise doing that. Like, so you have a personal page, and then you're going to make a business page when you're a travel agent. And so on your Facebook, invite everybody to it. Just do it. Like, whatever. Who cares? Who cares? They can say no. Like, you're not forcing them to do it, but do it so that, people who are interested in following you will follow you, and they're going to do it. They're going to follow you just out of support, honestly. And that's what's really going to help, because your Facebook business page is going to have 0 likes when you start. And then you go ahead and invite all your friends and family, and they're going to like it. And so it's only going to build from there. So just keep doing that. Keep talking about it and invite people to these pages that you have, your Instagrams, all that stuff. So ask them for referrals is one thing. And you might want to give them an incentive to do so. So these are things that I did. So I would say, I'll give you, whatever, a cut of my, $20 or something. I don't know, give them an incentive to give you a referral. You don't have to, but it's something that I would do every once in a while. And if they had somebody coming up and like, I knew that, I'd be like, okay, well, I'll throw you like a $5 gift card to Starbucks. It really doesn't have to be that much, just as a little thank you. And I know that, like, as we start, we, want to keep that commission for ourselves, and it's hard to invest back into your business, but I totally highly advise doing that. I did that. Obviously you probably will be working part-time or full-time to begin with. And so take a little bit of that money and throw it towards your business. And whether that's running an ad, giving like incentives to your friends and family, doesn't have to be like, you don't have to put yourself in debt, but just like, sprinkle a little in and make sure that you're using it worth your while, essentially. So I did that. I invested some money into it, not that crazy. And so I got some good referrals. And then eventually, once you get your first or second clients, they're most likely going to be your friends or your family that are working with you. So you really need to ask them for references, but also for like referrals that you can put on your website or whatever. So like your reviews, basically. So I would ask for reviews all the time. And then I would ask them to like send me a picture of them on their vacation, like when they went on their vacation. And then I would like throw that out if I was doing like a promotion or something. And it'd be like, look at the happy couple that went on their honeymoon. And it's all thanks to me. So brag about it, and ask for those reviews. Like, it really is. It's so helpful to have a review from somebody who says, they did a good job. This is what I think of it. It really is. Like, referrals are going to be like your main point of business when you're first starting out. And then from there, you're going to get like an outer circle, and then getting those reviews so you can like throw them out there and brag about yourself. Like, don't be afraid to brag about yourself. You should do it all day long, because you are awesome. Okay. Last one. As far as like what I did, this is a convoluted slide. It's going to be a lot thrown at you. I don't want you to get overwhelmed, but like I said, I started as a blogger, and I went into this sort of thing with travel as like, the blog was feeding the travel business and vice versa. So take this like baby steps. Don't get overwhelmed. You don't have to do all these things at once, but like consider them as something that you can put into your future at some point. So you're going to get online. First thing you're going to do is create your social media channels, which I'm sure many of you have done. I personally advise, so what I did with my Instagram, I just want to say this. I, for a second, had a personal Instagram and I had a business Instagram, and they were split. So I had 2 Instagrams. I didn't really use my personal one, but I had a lot of friends who were on there already. And so I would try to like post and then like say, hey, go follow my business profile, blah, blah, blah. And like, it just didn't work. Like I was too split up. Nobody wanted to follow both. Like, it was either one or the other. And so I got rid of my personal one. I don't have a personal business or a personal Instagram. I have a full-blown open business Instagram. That said, I do that because I have, I put all my friends and family on there now. I don't follow anyone from a different account because I want them all under one roof. So I get as much engagement as possible. And you're going to want that all that all day long. You want that engagement. And so your friends and family are going to be the people that are going to engage the most because they love you and they care about you. So they want to talk to you and say things to you and like your pictures and everything like that. So if you have a personal one, that's fine. That's fine. Obviously, like some of you have kids and stuff and you don't want to put your kids out there on the internet. Like, makes sense, have a personal one for your grandma to like look at your pictures, whatever. But I totally advise like whole hamming it into a business one and inviting the people that you want to see like come to that Instagram, and make that your main squeeze and not just side plate. How about that? And so give that Instagram. And then your Facebook page, like I said, you're going to start a Facebook page. It's going to look very sad and lonely, and there's not going to be people following it. You're going to invite every single person that you know to follow you on your Facebook business page. I will say this as a caveat to business pages, and this is kind of something I learned early on, and so this is what I did. You can do whatever you want, obviously, but basically, business pages get like very, very little like engagement. Like if you've noticed, that basically like Facebook has tried to rule out business pages altogether, and the reason being is because they want you to purchase ads. So sure, they're a business model. That's what they want you to do. They want you to spend money. So like Facebook is really, really great for running ads. And so is Instagram, honestly, because they're under the same roof. But basically what I use Facebook as now is basically an ad running business. And this is all part of it. So this is what I did in the beginning. This is what I continue to do forever. Basically, Facebook is really great for sharing links and things, or like having people sign up for your newsletter, which I'll get to in a second. But so I used Facebook basically for running advertisements for myself, and not necessarily as a way to engage with people. If you really want like a community and a way to like, get people together and talking and like all this stuff, Facebook groups are your way to go. And you could start your own Facebook group. You can ask to be a moderator for a Facebook group. Like that's not, you could do something like that if you want to like build a community and be engaged. But as far as like a Facebook business page, like it's just not going to get a whole lot of traction. But I will say this, in the beginning, I was posting and then I would share that content to my personal page. And that's how I got engagement. That's how I got shares. That's how I got people looking at it, is posting it to your personal page. So do that all day. So, and the things that I was sharing wasn't necessarily stuff that I was writing all the time. It was content that I was sharing from, bigger Disney websites or Disney itself. And then I would do a little blurb and be like, wow, this is really cool. And then I would share it. Whatever added value, like it's always got to add value to their lives. So whether it's sharing tips and tricks about planning a Disney, or it's like, hey, there's like a new Sunday that's out at Magic Kingdom or whatever, cute stuff, whatever it is, it's got to add value to their life in some way. And so put it out there. It doesn't have to, don't overthink it, but it should just be, something that they can, that they're enjoying. And so if you're going to put something on Facebook, share it to your personal page. And that's how I got doing that. And then running ads is really great too, which I'm going to do in a second, because we got this is a lot of information. So I hope you all are following. I'm talking a lot. So make sure that you're not asleep. Put something in the comment section so I know people are still alive out there. Good. I've got I talk about this all night, but I'm going to try to wrap this up. So basically, what I'm trying to get at here is the machine that that I totally advise people using. You're going to get to this eventually. Start with your social media and your inner circles first. Shout it from the rooftops. Tell everybody about it. Talk about it, because people are going to use you eventually. Absolutely. And then the second part is getting your social media accounts set up. The third part is going to be very important, and it's going to be the most useful. And it is what is going to propel you into business land. And I stand by it. It's old school, but I will stand by it for the rest of forever. So that is setting up some sort of landing page. Doesn't necessarily have to be a full-blown website. I happen to have a software engineer who could put up a website for me. And so I got to do that. but I know that not everyone has access to a software engineer. So there are services that'll do it. So like Squarespace for one is an easy like plug and play for like building a website, and like lead pages. This is what I'm going to say about this. Lead pages is another way for you to have put up a landing page without having like a full-blown website. And what lead pages is basically, like I said, just a landing page. It's just a link. You can go and there's page, and like they can click on things or sign up for things or whatever. You could build it, and it's really easy to use. It's a little bit of an investment, but it's not that bad. So like in comparison to like building a whole website, just to get you started before you like get into having a website, lead pages is like my advocate. I wish I had a link like right now that I could. I'll look into that. Maybe I'll send that in an email. But basically, so you can build a little bit of a landing page on lead pages, and you can have people sign up for your newsletter that way. So let me get into newsletters. Newsletters are the gold. They are the key to running an online business and getting business for people all over the world. So you're going to have a little landing page where people can sign up for your newsletter. This is going to be a chain reaction of like things you need to consider. And I guess I need to do another training on this because it's going to be a lot of information. So what the landing page is, they're going to sign up for your newsletter, and then that is going to be linked to your email service. And so whatever that chooses. So I use ConvertKit. I need to like write this in the chat. So lead pages is the landing page, and ConvertKit is what I use for the email service provider. And what these two things are going to do is work together. The lead page allows them to sign up, and then the email service provider takes that subscriber and throws them into your subscriber list, and then you can mass email people. This is how I email all of you all the time, is through ConvertKit. There are other like things you can do. Squarespace, like I said, there are other email places. Like there are some that are free. So if you're just getting started, what's the good? I know MailChimp was one back in the day. I'm trying to think of like a good one. I'll look into that, like a little cheaper one. I like ConvertKit because it's really like flexible and it's really good for sending out mass emails, and the deliverability of it is really great. Some email service providers, like they don't always deliver the email, or there's like glitches and it's just like a pain in the butt. So I like ConvertKit, and I love lead pages because they're just easy and they're so reliable. But back to how the subscriber is going to sign up for your newsletter. They're going to like opt into your lead page. So in order for them to get to sign up, you can ask all day, will you sign up for my newsletter? Sure. I mean, maybe your mom will. My mom did. But most of the time, people don't care. They don't want to sign up for your newsletter. Why do they want more spam in their email? Like they don't want that, you know? So you got to give them something in order for them to sign up for your newsletter. And so there are all sorts of things you could give them, all up and down, anything you want. Just brainstorm some things, but they have simple and digestible. So my most successful one, I had tons of different ones that I tried, and I totally like suggest like throwing spaghetti at the wall. So my first one that I provided, it was usually it's a digital download, right? Or a course or something. And so the first one I provided that was really successful was just a plain old PDF. It was a PDF that had 15 ways to save in your Disney vacation. And you may have already received this. Maybe that's what you received when you signed up for my newsletter. But that is my most popular one because everyone wants to know how to save on a Disney vacation. And it was the simplest tricks that you probably already know if you're listening to this. Don't eat in the parks every day, all day. Like take your breakfast in. Don't buy ponchos in the park. Be sure to buy them before you come to the park. And people love that stuff. They love it. They want to know how to save on the Disney vacation because it's so expensive. And so like that's what I did. I created this little PDF, and then I just promoted the poop out of it. I wanted to say so many different words, and I just like couldn't. Okay, because I don't know if the kids watching, probably not though. And so I promoted it all up and down. I promoted it on Instagram, Facebook, obviously, but I created a little ad for Facebook, and I didn't spend very much on it. I think I put like $5 a day for like, a couple weeks or a month or something. And was like, I wrote a little blurb that was like, Disney vacations are expensive. This, it's a crazy time and the ticket prices keep going up. So you need a little bit of help. So here is my, a free guide on how to save on your next Disney World vacation. And people click on it. Then it'll ask you like, to agree to the terms and conditions in order to get the free thing, which Lead Pages will help you with. And there's so many videos out there that'll help you do this. It's just look up like opt-in or freebie or like newsletter sign up or like things like that on YouTube, and they're gonna walk you through this process like crazy. But I'm just giving you an example of what I did. And so they add, and then they sign up for your newsletter, and then that freebie gets sent to their newsletter, right? Or to their email inbox immediately. So you all know this. You've all signed up for my 5-day course, How to Be a Disney Travel Planner. That is my opt-in for my newsletter. And here you are, right? And so that is a tried and true way to get people to pay attention to you and to listen to you, because there is nothing more stronger than an email coming into your inbox that is directly for you. Social media, you are scrolling through and it lasts a second, and maybe you see it and it catches your eye, and maybe it doesn't. Maybe you don't see it at all. Maybe it gets buried in a bunch of things and it's just gone, And so like your newsletter should be the first and foremost thing that you work on, that you do, that you talk to people, that you warm people up, because social media is not reliable at all. And it's somebody else's platform. Yes. So Instagram, Facebook, the metaverse, Zuckerberg has complete and total control over who sees your social media, how much engagement it got, all these things, and you have some control over that and how engaging you are, and the content you create. And there are definitely roads you can go down to make that engagement happen. But when it comes to like reaching out to your people and making sure that they see what they need to see and keep in contact with you and know what you're all about, newsletters are the way to go. Here's a statistic. Email newsletters are 40% more effective than all social media combined when it comes to advertisements. So there you go. So use a newsletter, set it up, and then this is what so practice what I preach, because I'm not very consistent. I try to be consistent as much as possible. But try to be consistent in how often you send newsletters out. I used to be more consistent. I'm not quite so much. Now I've got 2 other things going on. But so try at least once a month to email your newsletter people with something of value. And then always say, by the way, I'm a travel agent, remember? So when you email them, the content can be something that's valuable. So like here, did you hear the news? Like Mickey's Halloween party is coming back. Here's 3 tips when you're going to the Halloween party. That's totally a value. It could be really short. Just be in their inbox and let them know that you're alive. And that you're there and that you know what you're talking about. We can go all day with newsletters. Like we can talk about drip campaigns. Like that's my jam too. So like the fact that, you guys signed up for my course, you got 5 days of emails. That means that you're all warmed up and you're used to having me in your email inbox, and you haven't unsubscribed yet because you enjoyed those emails. That is definitely the strategy. So when people opt in and they receive your free thing, they are going to go into a drip campaign. So the first day they get that freebie. That second day, maybe you send them, 3 snacks that are under $10 on your next Disney vacation. That third day, it might be something like 4 websites you need to bookmark when keeping up with Disney news. And those are your 3. Like it should be 3 at least, but 5 is optimal, honestly. And so keep in their inbox and then stay consistent. So like that is the most powerful thing that I have to offer to all of you, is to get a newsletter and get it going, because it is going to be the thing that is going to get you sales from people other than your friends and family. Your friends and family are great. It's going to be awesome. They're going to let you in and they're going to use you, and well, they better. Sometimes they don't, and that's unfortunate, but that's okay. Let's let it go. But other than that, it's going to be all about your newsletter people. And then, okay. So take that in for a second. We're all gonna take a deep breath because that was a lot of information. I'm gonna take a deep breath because I just talked a lot. But I want to give you like one more valuable thing because it kind of goes along with like what I'm getting into next. So basically, this is a word of caution. So when you start your business, when you're becoming a travel agent, you are going to have people come to you and ask for discounts on tickets. They're going to ask for the cheapest rates. So it's going to be all day long. And then they're going to kick tires and they're going to go to Costco or AAA and they're going to say they can beat, your prices. And your prices are the same as Disney's prices, by the way. Like there's no discount for working with you. And in fact, it's going to be more expensive because that's why I like to charge a planning fee because you rock as a travel agent and you should be doing that. You are worth it. But I digress. Those people who are comparing your rates and saying they can get a cheaper rate from Costco, those you don't want to work with those people. Like that's not going to be fun for you. And they're just going to be disappointed the whole time. Then all of these things. And so don't worry about it. I forgot how many there were, but I ran the numbers for like how many people visit Disney World every year, and it's a lot. It's way more than there are travel agents, that's for sure. So don't worry about it. Think abundance. You are going to get as many clients as you need and as you want, as long as you put that work in. So let them go. Let those people go. Like they are wasting your time and they're wasting your time in your business. You don't need that. So let them go. But here's the caveats to all of this. This is how like I made a little bit extra income off these tire kickers. Yes. I decided that I wanted to turn these people into a profit if they're going to bother me. So I signed up for a couple websites, and you may have watched this video that I did. It was a while ago, but legitimate discount companies that offer discounted Disney tickets. So you can be an affiliate for these companies. You have to apply for them, and you'll have to apply. So hopefully they'll take you. But basically, get a little bit like under your belt, get your social media set up, like start doing some things and get some followers and stuff. And then sign up for these two companies, or there might be others, but and they're going to allow you to be an affiliate for them. It's basically like a brand representative for them. And you're able to give them links to these companies that have discounted tickets. And then you're able to get a little bit of a commission out of those if those sales happen. So those two companies, if you watch that video back, it's two legitimate discount Disney World companies. That's in my thing. That's Undercover Tourist and Getaway Today. Those are the two that I'm affiliated with. There are others, I think, like what's the frog one? Is that the Undercover Tourist? I can't remember. I'm not remember. There's a couple of different ones that are legitimate, but those are the two that I work because I like them. But so when you get those people in your Facebook Messenger or whatever, and they're asking you like, "Hey, I want like cheap tickets. Like, how do I get cheap tickets?" Say, "Well, I can't offer you discounted tickets myself. I can offer you a service in order to plan your vacation, but you have to book through me. But if you don't want to do that, then yeah, here's a link to Getaway Today, and they have a little bit of a discount and be on your way." Then you get to make like a tiny little bit of a commission that way. Do that all day. And then you can put, like, I put it on my website, like we can get into affiliates someday, but I wrote an article about legitimate discount tickets, and then I put those links into it. And so now I get like a little bit of a passive income. It's not a lot, to be honest with you, but like a little bit of money from those. So I advise that all day. Look into those people because that is how I kind of combated some of that stuff and kept myself in the mindset of just like, I don't need them. They obviously don't need me, so it's fine. And make sure that you know your value and your worth, because at the end of the day, like you don't want to waste your time or your money on somebody who doesn't care about what you're doing. You want people who are going to value you. And I have some of the best clients ever because they are so grateful to me and they listen to me. Because you're going to establish yourself as an expert and do all those other steps. And they're going to be like, yeah, of course. Like, and that's why I advocate for charging planning fees, because that's what you should be worth. I'm going to raise my planning fees right now. How about that? No, I'm not going to do that. But you should definitely like consider charging a fee. If you don't want to in the beginning, if it makes you feel weird. I didn't for a while, and then I started to, and I was like, I want to. And then people think that you're even more of a professional because you are, because you charge that fee. So, whoo, how about all that? Okay, that was a lot, but I hope that was at all helpful. And I want you guys, I'm going to get into one more thing. And then while I'm kind of getting into that, you can like pop questions in there. I don't know if you have any questions at all. Obviously, I answer on Instagram. Sometimes I'm a little slower, but I definitely don't. It's harder for me to answer on email because like sometimes I get buried in spam and stuff, it's like 3 weeks later, and then I find it. So Instagram is kind of the best way to reach me, and I'll advocate for that too. So if you want people to reach out to you and everything, like Instagram is really good with that. But Facebook Messenger, obviously, your business page, they can message you on that. How does dining work when planning? Oh, like reservations. Oh yeah, this is a really good question. So because I get this one a lot. So basically, if you want to book reservations for your clients, you will have to log into their account. There's no other way around it. So they're going to have to trust you that you can log into their account. So sometimes I ask them to like make a temporary password if they don't feel comfortable giving me their current password. And so I'll just be like, make a temporary password that we can share, and then I will log in on your behalf. And then when those dining reservations are released, 7 a.m. or, before. I advise getting up before 7 a.m. because that's usually when I get my reservations. And their dining date is coming up. I will log in for them and then I will book them on their behalf because yes, they are difficult and they are stressful, but that is part of what they're paying you for, because honestly, that is like 50% of what they're paying for. The other 50% is booking a hotel. So that's the only way you can do it, honestly. And then if they want to do other things, booking things and that sort of thing, like it'll have to be through their account. But you can obviously book their hotel through, you're going to have to book it through your own account once you get certified with Disney College of Knowledge. You get your host agency, then they allow you to book, and that's how you get your commissions, and that's how you have to do it. But dining reservations has to be through your account. Yeah. I don't know if host agency is an MLM. Ooh, that's a question. Yeah. How to become a travel agent with little experience? Most places need me to have stayed on property. Okay. So host agency is an MLM. Yeah, this one's a little sticky. So when people ask me like about host agencies, like if they can like advocate for them, I usually don't like say anything because I have not personally experienced every single host agency, so I don't know what their experience is like, and their experience is different for each person. So although I love Nexion, somebody who is with Nexion may hate it. So it really is up to them. Smart moms, let's see, but they feel like an MLM. Is there a reason why they feel like an MLM? I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with smart moms, honestly. So basically, if they're asking for you to do something like recruit other travel agents, that's usually the sign of an MLM. Other than that, like fees, like paying fees, that's normal. So I wouldn't be like scared of that. So if they ask you to like pay a fee for whatever, that's usually because they're supporting you in some way. So, they're giving you access to all of their different websites and all their different resources and stuff like that. So fees are normal. Asking you to do something like that, like recruit others in order to make more money or make money off of them, like that's where you get your little pyramid scheme. So think of it in that way. So if they're asking you to do something strange like that, like I would consider it. And then to your second question, how to become a travel agent with little experience. Yeah, I get this one a lot too. So I had no experience. I wasn't a travel agent before. But like I did the course or whatever, but you don't necessarily have to. I would just advocate for your experience in whatever you did before this or volunteer work or whatever. So if you have some customer service experience, sales experience is very applicable, that sort of thing. But mostly like just talking up yourself about your background in some way and how it contributes to being a travel agent is going to be like just as helpful as anything. Like I said, I was not a travel agent before this. This is not what I did, but I just proved to them that I was an expert in my field and that I had like customer service experience and I could do it. And they believed me. And as long as you come in with that knowledge, in my host agency boot camp, which the link is that in the description below with the discount and everything. So yes, I do answer that. And I actually have a sheet all about applying to host agencies with little experience because it's totally possible. I will say this, because like you mentioned, most people need to stay on the property for you to be in a Disney host agency. You don't have to do that for general host agencies. So they're not gonna like necessarily ask you how many times you've been to Disney World. It's going to be a general travel agency. This is what I advise to people when they ask me this. Like, I can't get into a Disney host agency. They're not taking me. I haven't been to Disney World in like 5 years and they want me to like do all these things. I'm not with a Disney host agency and I love it. I don't need to be. I don't want to be, honestly. You can be if eventually you want to be. But if you're not getting into them, they kind of turn you down because you haven't stayed on property. Like, go to a general host agency. I have a list of those in my course too, of like what a general one is and what a Disney one is. But I'm in a general one, and it gives me so much more freedom because I get to book things like, if I go to Las Vegas or something, I get a commission back if I stay at a Hilton, which some aren't going to allow you to like have access to those things and, have wide access to like Hyatt and Hilton, all these rental car companies, things like that. Well, they might, but it's a little bit of a different game, basically. And so I kind of advocate for general travel agencies more often than not. Okay, next question. Yeah, I'm not familiar with smart moms, so that might be a question. Like, if you're in a Facebook group, like one of the Disney travel agency travel agents Facebook groups, if you join one of those and ask about it, maybe more people will know about it if they like can review it for you. But it's hard for me to like know. So like, if you feel like it's sketchy though, I don't know, trust your instincts. Instincts is what I kind of say about that. Let's see. Do most clients have you book dining at FastPass? Do you book flights for weekends? Okay. Most are going to have me do dining for them because that's the most difficult part. Definitely. That and choosing a hotel. That's kind of what you're there for. Honestly, you're a dining booker. Sorry to say, because it's the most time consuming and most difficult thing to do is to explain how dining reservations work and how hard it is to book those like reservations. So like, for instance, me and my partner and then some friends are going to Hoopty-Doo Review. And I told him, I was like, I trust my reservation booking instincts because this is what I do all day and there's a lot of pressure under it. And so like the day it was released, I was like up before 7 a.m. like online getting ready on the late, like I got us the reservation. Like, you're going to become pro at it and become really fast at it, and it can get really frustrating sometimes, but that's why they're paying you the big bucks to be their travel agent, is to do those difficult, crazy things. Like, it is crazy that we have to get up at 7 a.m. and book those vacations. It is nuts. And so that is another huge reason why they should hire you, essentially, is because of things like that. And then, of course, booking hotels, booking fast passes. So this is a little difficult. This one is weird, just because it changed to Genie Plus. This is something, it's really tough to do now. It's tough to do on their behalf now because it's like same day and they have to be in the app and they have to be in the park. And so it's just like, not something that we can really have a lot of help with. Like, this is something that I'm figuring out as they're changing it, because they're changing it every single day as far as Genie Plus goes. So I would be hesitant with that. I would say educate them about the process for sure. Take them through it and maybe walk them through the Genie Plus process. In the days of FastPass, I would say yes, because that's what I did. When FastPasses became available, I would log in and do the same as I did with Genie, or as I did with their dining reservation, and it was totally easy and I could do it all day long. And I would put out a beautiful itinerary and I would print it out and like send it to them and do all these things. Genie Plus has totally messed all that up. So we're all changing our game now of like what we can offer our people. You could still do an itinerary. Like, I still do those and I send them to their email or whatever. As far as like recommendations of what they should be booking for Genie Plus, and then and also educating them on how to do the like Rise isn't doing virtual anymore, but Guardians of the Galaxy that has a virtual queue, and Ratatouille is still doing a virtual queue. So educating on them on those processes and being able to, so they can be released and use the app. That's another thing that you can add value to. Like, they're going to love that because it is so confusing and frustrating when you're there and you only have one day in Epcot and you really want to ride Ratatouille or whatever. like you need to be able to set those expectations. Like that is a huge part of our job, is setting expectations and making sure they know that not everything's going to go perfect, because sometimes it doesn't. You might not get that virtual queue, I'm sorry, or or something happens and the ride shut down, and all of our job is setting expectations so they don't come back to you and they're mad at you. Like just keep covering your butt when it comes to things and make sure that they know things are going to happen, but this is an itinerary that I have created for you, and hopefully it's helpful when you kind of navigate the parks and just kind of setting them up for success. And as far as your question about flights, I do not book flights. I think that it is way easier for people to book their own flights because they have their own preferences on what they need. B, flights change all the time, and so you don't want to be in charge of that. That's just a lot of craziness. And also C, you're not getting a commission for that. And so I wouldn't unless you want to charge extra for it or something. But it's just flights are terrible to book, but you can do it if you want to. You do whatever you want, but I just prefer not to. But I've done other things like rental cars and stuff if they wanted me to, but usually those things like transportation is kind of, they prefer to do their own. But yeah, okay. And so that's kind of like the gist of it. You can put more in the comments. I'm going to talk about one more thing. So basically, we're going to do this giveaway, and it's going to be really fun, just like a couple minutes. But also I wanted to talk about one more thing. So speaking of like things where you can like make money off of, and yeah, maybe I won't book flights. Yeah, that's up to you. I don't want to scare you. Like if you like to do it, like that's fine. Book flights all day if you want to. It's your business, but I just prefer not to. But yes. So as many of you know, I've like taking all these different avenues of different things for my business and everything. And so I want to like give you guys opportunities as well. And so, offering like the ideas of like, doing getaway todays to make a little bit of money, or to, do other things along the way. One thing that I'm going to set up now is doing referrals for me. And I'll probably do an affiliate link for the course too. So if you took the course and you recommend it to somebody else, like you get a little bit of money out of it. Because I know that like people come to me, and like this is why I started it, because everyone asked me like, how did you become a travel agent? I want to know. And so I was like, okay. I just need to make a course about it because everyone kept asking me about it. And so I might set up like an affiliate for that course, so you can send it to people and like make a little bit of money if they buy it. I think that'll be really helpful, because sometimes it gets annoying, but then if you make a little money off it, then who cares, right? The second thing I want to do is like put out the incentive for you guys. So as you know, like if you're following me on Instagram, which if you're not, you should, because that's how like I contact most of you. That I've gotten into like Orlando, like moving to Orlando is kind of my new like thing. So I have like theme parks, I have you guys, and then I have like, now I'm gonna have moving to Orlando. I need an assistant is what this means. So I'm going to be talking about like local digs and things that you can do in Orlando, and where you can go, like restaurants and hidden gems, so like outside of theme parks. And that's why I got into real estate. And so now I'm a real estate agent. I'm a real estate agent, a travel agent, and a blogger. Like who knows who I am, but it's all to do with Orlando and theme parks. I'm going to offer like a referral program to you guys and to the rest of my newsletter people, but you guys are the first to know. So basically, if you have somebody that you know, or if you yourself would like to move to Orlando and you'd like more information about it, and like how to use a realtor in order to do that, and how to set you up for success, like I want to be that person for you and that advocate. Just because I know that people are moving here for the theme parks. I know you guys would love that if you ever make it to Orlando. And I know the area and everything like that. So I want to be like that point of contact for you. So we're going to set up a little bit of a referral program for you. And so every person that you bring me, or if you bring yourself, like I'll give you like a little bit of like a Visa like gift card for like $25 or something like that. So I'm going to set these things up and put them out in a newsletter soon. But if you have somebody now, like go ahead and shoot me an email or hit me up on Instagram, and we can get that set up. But I just want to make sure that you're getting some sort of incentive out of it. Because yes, I can ask for business all day, but at the end of the day, like we want to like help each other out a little bit. So I want to throw that out there. You refer me, and I'll give you a little bit of a bonus on that. So that's really exciting. And more to come on details like that. But let's see. I think I have a couple more questions. So, do you build your own itineraries or do you use a specific program? Oh, yes. Oh, what was that program called? I used to. It was so helpful because you could put it together. Travelfly. Let me just say Travelfly. Oh, I wish I knew. Okay. Um. Oh, Travify. Okay, Travify. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the chat because this is a really cool website, Travify. So Travify allows you to build itineraries, and it's like you can like move things around. So you can put like flight is at 8 a.m. and then dining reservation at 7 p.m. And you have your booked hotel at this time, and then you can like move it around if things change. And so you can say like Dumbo should be ridden at this time, and then Peter Pan should be ridden at you should ride it at this time, and then you can like move them around if it like makes sense or whatever. So that's a really cool program because really easy to use, and I totally advise it. So I love that thing. But you can also Canva is also a good idea, Alex. Canva is really easy to use, and they have templates for you, and it's free. So yeah, look into Canva as well as like what templates you can use to like type them all up. So good point there. Let's see. Is it possible to be successful without putting my face on branding? Like if I went more with logos, Instagram polls, and trivia and stories for engagement versus photos of me in the park. Okay, so yeah, this is great. So before I like lived here, like obviously I didn't have a lot of pictures of me in the park, like because I lived in Seattle, Washington. I was about as far away from here as you could possibly get. So yes, I didn't use a lot of pictures of myself in the beginning phases. You don't necessarily have to. It's nice to put your face every once in a while so people know that you're a human, because people are following you because you're a human and not because you are a company. So keep that in mind. They want a little bit of a personal touch to it. But you don't have to necessarily like have all of them be in the park because that's going to be really difficult because most of you don't live here. So yes, that's fine. It could be logos, it can be polls and trivia. That's really cute. Memes and like, Disney stuff. That's fine. I would look into like stock photography. I was trying to do stock photography, by the way. I sent that email out like a couple months ago of like, I'm going to do stock photography, but it's really difficult for me to put stuff on the internet apparently without it being flagged as copyright with Disney. So I'm working on that. So, but in the meantime, there is some stock photography that is Disney related that you can borrow and put on Instagram and Facebook, along with like, as long as you're putting something of sort of value in the captions or whatever it is, that's fine. And you can also share other people's work as long as you give credit to them. Totally chill. Just either ask permission. Usually asking permission is the best practice, I would say. So if you see something like a big website repost, like here's the new ice cream sundae at, whatever. You can say, hey, can I repost this? Or go, sometimes people just repost it and then give credit, but give credit no matter what. So yes is the answer to that. But put your face on it every once in a while, even if it's just like you drinking out of your favorite Disney mug in the morning or something. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, thanks. I'm a girl boss. Thank you so much. Okay, so what's the best social media if you're just starting out on Instagram or TikTok? Oh, see, okay. So this is an interesting question. What I was told in the beginning and what I kind of advocate for is whatever social media that you are comfortable with and that you love the most and that you have the most fun on. Because if you hate posting on Facebook, if you hate Facebook, like, you don't have to be on Facebook. You can build a business without it. I like running ads on Facebook, but I don't really like using Facebook, So like if you gravitate more towards Instagram, do it. If it's TikTok, do it. They are different, like it's all going to be a little bit different, but I will say like they have like different uses and stuff. But if you're just starting out, like if you feel like your people are more on Instagram, like your friends and your family and those people, like maybe start out with that and then grow from there and go to TikTok. TikTok is kind of a different beast. But if you're creative on it, then like that could be your wheelhouse too. So really there's no straightforward answer. I started with Instagram. Well, mostly I started with Facebook and then I went to Instagram. And now I'm on TikTok. I think I have 3 videos on TikTok, and they're all kind of lame, but I'm getting there. So I'm just now getting into the TikTok world, but I'm also like it just wasn't my jam for a while, but now my boyfriend got me into it. So now I'm looking at TikToks every night. So I'm there now, but actually YouTube came before that. So yeah, it's really just what you're most comfortable with. So yeah. Okay. I mean, I feel like I've talked a lot, but if you have more questions, you can pop them in. And we are going to run the giveaway. If you followed me on or Instagram, you'll see that what the giveaway was. I gave a little sneak peek on what I'm giving away today, and I'm going to check the form to make sure that people signed up. They did. Hooray! Let's see. And what I'm going to do is going to give Corbs Adorbs the amount of people, the people who signed up, and he actually, what I'm going to do here. Ooh, that's not how I want to see it. I'm going to give him a number between how many people? Ooh, yes. Okay. So RK, I'm giving you a number between 1 and 16. And yes, last chance to sign up. Sign up real quick. And I'm going to show you what the giveaway is before we announce it. If you sign on Instagram, that's one thing, but I'm going to just like hold for 1 second because it was in the other room and now it's over here. So give me 1 second. Da, 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 da. I love doing giveaways. Okay. If you saw it, so we're calling this a magic morning. Alex on here and our friend Rose, we all went to Disney Springs and looked at some cute stuff that we wanted to give away, and we wanted to make sure that it was kind of exclusive to Disney World, so it's a little package that you get to receive at your house. And I'm glad it was fun. Yay. And hopefully we'll do it again sometime. So first thing, we're gonna do some, because you guys know I love coffee so much. That's all I talk about. So we're gonna do a little coffee magic morning like sort of thing. And so the winner will get the Joffrey's Coffee 50th anniversary blend. Hooray for Joffrey's Coffee, all about it. As you know, it's a signature coffee over here at Disney World, so it smells like Disney. It is Disney, and this is like the special blend that is everywhere. Ooh, it smells so good. And then to dunk into your coffee is the chocolate shortbread rounds. So yay for Disney shortbread issues, little mini. And then of course you're going to get the 25th anniversary birthday cake castle mug. This is only available at Disney World, and immediately we knew that this was the one that we wanted to give away because it's ridiculous and iconic. It is so iconic. Like, if I wasn't here during the 25th anniversary, but I wish I was, to see this like glorious display that happened on the Cinderella Castle. It's amazing. And I love this mug that it's paying homage to that ridiculous time in our life when it happened. If you don't know the history behind it, you should look into it. It's so ridiculous. The castle was this pink and it looked like a big balloon. And at one point, so like, like the Disney weddings, like the Disney wedding pavilion over by Grand Floridian, there is like a window that frames the castle. So like when you're getting married in that wedding pavilion over at Grand Floridian, the castle's in the background. It's really beautiful. Well, during this time period, during the 25th anniversary, these people had their wedding pictures and they spent thousands and thousands of dollars to get married at Disney World. And in the background was not the beautiful Cinderella castle, but this like pink marshmallow. And it's amazing. And so if for some reason you come across those photos online, like, this is amazing that this happened in people's weddings photos. So that's hilarious. So anyway, history behind that. And of course, you're going to get it all in the reusable 50th reusable tote bag because it's super cute. And it's all going to come to you in the mail. So that's why I collected your email address so I can get in touch with you once I draw this name. So my lovely assistant, RK Studios, aka Corbin, aka my partner and best friend and love of my life, he will he's going to pull a number. So Corbin, there are 19 responses. So go ahead and draw a number between 1 and 19 for me, please. We have 19, my love. I bet there's a bit of a delay too, so we're gonna wait. I love that you saw the big Birthday cake. That's awesome. The suspense. The suspense is killing me. Who's it gonna be? And then I'm gonna have to count who it is once he puts out the number. 16, 16, 16. Okay, let's count. 19, 18, 17, 16. Okay, so Carol Timpe. Timpe, are you here, my friend? If you're here, then you win. Carol, I want you to put your name in there. You have to be present to win. So if you're here, Carol, go ahead and put it in there. Otherwise, we have to go to the next person. Carol, going once. Well, there's a delay, so I'm going to give her like 4 seconds. But if she's not here, then we're going to try again with a different person. Corbin, go ahead and pull a different number for me. We're going to try this one more time. Because I don't think she's here, and I would like somebody who's on the call to win. And that was regulation for the giveaway. So you're all waiting oh, Carol, here you are. Okay. I almost went over it. Okay, Carol, you are here, so you got to win. And she's here. Okay, we're good. I almost gave it away. Okay. For those of you who entered, thank you so much for, I wish I gave you all of my love and all of everything, but like I said, I have those incentives for you. So if you refer anyone to me, who's moving here, that's one thing. But also, I'm also going to send some links after this. I'll probably send something tomorrow, like a little wrap up. And with everything that we talked about today, including all the links to everything, and lead pages, Canva, Travefy, we talked about so much today. So I want to make sure you get all of that information. And then, of course, Getaway Today and Undercover Tourist. So those links as well, so you can sign up to be an affiliate with them, and hopefully they'll take you and you can make a little money that way. So hopefully this all works for you. Carol will get back to you, and I'll send you a quick email right now. And for the rest of you, I hope you have a lovely night. This was so much fun. I'm so glad that so many people stayed and they came and saw me. Yes, I'll send those discount sites for you. Absolutely. And I'll put that in email to everybody, basically. So thank you so much. If this was great for everybody and beneficial and everything, I would love to know about it. So you can hit me up on Instagram and let me know if you want to do more. And we'll kind of brainstorm what we want to talk about next. Okay. So thank you so much and have a great day. And I'll talk to you soon. And I'll see you guys at the parks. Love you. Mwah. Bye.